Stop shipping everyone because that's not what Homer wrote. Patrochilles? People love saying that Achilles and Patroclus were a couple, but here's the problem. I read the Iliad myself, and what I found doesn't confirm this at all. Well, it doesn't deny it either. And that's why people keep fighting about it, because Homer never gives us a label. Readers keep saying that Achilles and Patroclus were a couple, but if you actually read the Iliad, that's not what it says. And honestly, you guys, I read the Iliad, you read the Iliad. We will come out of that experience with a different interpretation. But let's just not say one is the only one. For example, my interpretation probably is different than yours, and we can still be friends. If you read the Iliad, you might remember a character called Thersites. He was a bit of a whistleblower. He's not a hero, he's not noble, he's not even respected. He is basically the one guy in the entire Greek army who says what everyone else is too afraid to say. And yeah, he annoys everyone. But that doesn't mean he's wrong. So
Before we go any further, I want you to imagine something. If Thersites ever confronted Achilles directly, it might sound something like this.
You can stop the theatrics, Achilles. The blade is sharp enough to shave a ghost.
Get out of Thersites before I give you a reason to truly crawl.
You let them die. All day the screams reached this tent, and you sat here playing the sulking god because Agamemnon bruised your ego. You are a piece of truly.
Patroclus is dead.
And now it comes the guilt. But let's be honest, you're not weeping because you loved him. You're weeping because he was wearing your armor when he fell. You didn't see.
He was my soul's
You didn't see
benefit.
a friend out there. You saw a mirror. You saw your own bronze, your own crest, slumped in the dirt. You're not mourning your bones. You're panicking because for the first time, you saw your own ending. You saw that you are breakable.
And I have to say that before continuing, because Thersites doesn't just insult Achilles, he exposes him. So if you haven't read the Iliad, you should. This isn't some slow, boring classic. This is pure chaos. You've got constant close combat fights, gods showing up and not minding their own business at all, and people making emotional decisions that change the course of the war. It's like watching a war movie mixed with psychological breakdown. It's written in verse structured poetry, which is why everything feels bigger, sharper, and more intense. Now, here's where things get interesting. Before Patroclus even dies, Achilles had already walked away from the war. Why? Because Agamemnon took his war prize, and in that world, that wasn't small. There was basically public humiliation. So, what does Achilles do? He refuses to fight. And while he is sitting out, people are dying. And eventually, Patroclus steps in. He puts on Achilles' armor and goes into battle in his place. That's the moment everything changes. Because when Patroclus dies, Achilles isn't just losing a friend, he is seeing himself die. In the Iliad, armor isn't just armor, it's identity. So when Patroclus wears Achilles' armor, he becomes him. He becomes more violent, more reckless, almost inhuman. And that transformation, that tells you everything. And when he falls, the illusion breaks. So when people say they were a couple, the text doesn't actually say that. It shows intensity, loyalty, grief, yes, but it never clearly defines their relationship in romantic terms. And later writers, they reinterpret it. But that's later. That's not Homer. Before you say they were a couple, ask yourself this. Are you reading the Iliad or are you rewriting it?